Hello and welcome to DFS Coach Talk. It is Thursday, December 31st, 2020, also known as New Year's Eve. I'm Andrew Hansen alongside Shane Caldwell, of course, and this is our Week 17 main slate preview for quarterbacks. Shane, before you pop open that champagne here, are you ready for some quarterback action in Week 17?
Yeah, we got to love it. Week 17, trying to figure out which quarterbacks are going to play, which ones have something to play for. That's the fun thing about Week 17. So yeah, we got some great quarterbacks going here.
Absolutely. So excited here to finish up this year on a strong note and turn the page quickly to 2021 and hope that better things are ahead. In terms of DFS Coach Talk, thanks for all your support yesterday on the NBA podcast. We did the family edition, so that was a lot of fun. And thank you to the new members who've jumped in since that episode. And we're going to keep winning here in NBA. So if you haven't joined us already, make sure to jump in. Two ways to join, and you'll hear more about that later. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see the BetUS offer on the bottom of the screen, website at the top if you want to just join for our lineups. But Shane, let's get into these quarterbacks here. Where are you going to start on the expensive side?
Yeah, let's go back to MVP from a year ago. Let's go to Lamar Jackson. Baltimore needs to win to get into the playoffs here. So a lot to play for. And it so happens that Lamar Jackson's got a juicy matchup going to Cincinnati. Cincinnati got lit up last week by Houston. Deshawn Watson, lit them up. Got some work done on the ground and through the air, which is exactly what Lamar Jackson's good at. He's always, played pretty good against Cincinnati. Great matchup. They're huge favorites, 13-point favorites here in a type of game that they don't have any issue trying to put up 40 to 50 points against these guys. Definitely looking to get a huge production out of Lamar Jackson on the ground and through the passing game. So I think he's the safest guy with the highest floor and still a high ceiling. So that's why I really like Lamar Jackson. Everything's lining up good for him this week. So I think you can definitely roll him out there.
You certainly can. And you mentioned Deshaun Watson, so I'll get to him next. He's got Tennessee, and this is, of course, that rematch from that shootout in Week 6, 42-36 overtime game. He went for 335 and 4, highest total on the board at betus.com.pa, our presenting sponsor. The over-under is 56. And Tennessee favored by 7.5. So hopefully Houston will keep slinging it around. They don't have anything to play for, but this is a pride win. Try to keep Tennessee out of the playoffs. And Watson was, active against Cincinnati, like you said, and productive last week. So I think Watson, airs it out in this high-scoring game and pays off that value. It's 7,700 on DraftKings.
All right, I'm going to stay right in that same game here. Love the Tennessee at Houston game. Tennessee has something to play for. Houston doesn't, but Houston's talented, so they can really shoot out. And I like Ryan Tannehill here. I know for obvious reasons, people are going to be focusing on the Tennessee run game. There might be a certain guy we might mention later in the running back show. But Ryan Tannehill's played great. He can get rushing yards. He's been great in the passing game. He's super efficient. Even if he gets low volume, he's super efficient. And you love the matchup. Houston, after they've had injuries and suspensions in their secondary, they've been really bad. I mean, Cincinnati lit them up. Brandon Allen and Cincinnati lit them up in the passing game last week. So I think Ryan Tannehill can get the job done, even if it's low volume. And you're going to get a little bit of a discount on Ryan Tannehill. So I think this game is so good that you can get pieces of the passing and the running game on the Tennessee side. They have a lot to play for. The matchup is too good, and the situation is too good. So I think you can fire up Ryan Tannehill this week on FanDuel or DraftKings. I really like him.
Excellent. Yep, great situation there on both sides. Now, next for me is going to be Tom Brady, and he gets Atlanta again, 31st on the season in passing defense. And Tampa, they could really benefit from a victory here. They're in the playoffs, but if they win this one, they can move up to the 5 seed and get to play that NFC East opponent in the first round.
How did Tom do last week? Did he do okay against
my
Lions?
He did okay in the first half. Oh, you want to mention? Yeah, it was against Detroit.
I had to mention it.
Yeah. So that is unfortunate. Thankfully, he was in our lineups and helped us there on that strange Saturday slate, right? So yep. Brady was terrific in one half with 348 and 4. And then the week before that against Atlanta in this same matchup, 390 and 2. So I like him to continue the positive role that he's on, get primed up for the playoffs, and crush Atlanta through the air.
Awesome. I'm going to look for a guy that's going to be a little more under the radar. This guy's normally not under the radar, but I think in Week 17 he will be, and that's the sensational rookie Justin Herbert. He's going at Kansas City. They have nothing to play for. Although their team has been a little bit hot lately, they've been playing a little better and actually getting some wins. And Kansas City has nothing to play for. And although it's not reported yet, I'm suspecting that Kansas City might give a little mini bye week for some of their guys. I mean, they are going to have a first round bye as well, but I think Kansas City might do the old we'll play our main guys in the first half or something like that, and then let a couple guys rest. So I can see them resting some of the secondary or maybe Chris Jones on the defense, and that makes a great matchup for Justin Herbert here. Normally a tough matchup just to have a lot of garbage time production here. So I like this environment where Kansas City might be resting some of their guys, and Justin Herbert, he's looking to pretty much break all the rookie records out there for quarterbacks. So why not sling it around and have a little fun in this game that doesn't really mean anything? So I like Justin Herbert, and I think you're going to get him at lower ownership because it's a tough matchup on paper, and people aren't really thinking about him because he doesn't have anything to play for. So Justin Herbert, if you want a little bit cheaper guy that's under the radar, I think he's a good play this week.
Yeah, and of course, when you're talking about no announcement yet, you're talking about the defensive side for the
Yeah,
Chiefs because we know that Mahomes will be out, and so we'll see if it's on the defensive side as well, total rest mode. All
exactly.
right. If you want to get a little bit cheaper here, I want to talk about a value play. His name is Andy Dalton. Not a guy I've played much, but at 5,600 on DraftKings, he's interesting because Dallas needs to win. They need to win and get some help to win that NFC East. And he really got it going last week against Philly, 377 and 3. Giants are below average against the pass. So I look to Dalton to try to get some production here, make sure they get this victory, and give themselves a chance to get in the playoffs.
Awesome. Here's another guy that has a lot to play for here. I'm going to go back up to a little bit more expensive guy here. I'm going to go to Aaron Rodgers. Now, this is a tough divisional matchup against a really tough Bears team on the road, but Aaron Rodgers has been lighting it up all year. I think you're probably better off in this matchup passing against them than running against them. I don't think it's going to be super easy to run. And the Packers have a chance. If they win this game, they clinch the first seed and get the bye. So they'll have a bye, and all those teams in the NFC will have to go through Green Bay in the wintertime. So this is a huge advantage for them. So they have a lot to play for here. And I think even though it's a tough matchup, I think Aaron Rodgers can still get them. He knows the defense. He knows how to attack it, and he's just been on fire. So he's not my favorite play, but if you want to go a little more contrarian, you're going to get Aaron Rodgers in a must-win situation or a situation where he must win to get the first seed, and you're going to get him at lower ownership against Chicago. So I think he's in a pretty good spot here and can put up some good production.
Yeah, that would be an interesting pivot. Certainly a GPP play. Last one for me, another GPP play, a much cheaper guy, CJ Beathard, filling in as Garoppolo continues to be out, as well as Mullins. And San Francisco plays Seattle. San Francisco doesn't have anything to play for, but I think they're the type of team that's going to go out and give a strong effort. And you can certainly beat Seattle through the air. Beathard last week against Arizona, a lot of short passes, only 182 yards passing, but he got 3 passing touchdowns. And again, Seattle still last during this season in terms of passing yardage allowed. So I like the situation for Beathard, even if he's checking it down, running backs, Kittle, short passes to the slot receiver. I think he can get it done.
Yeah, and I don't think Seattle has really that much to play for because for them to move up to the 1 seed, they need Green Bay and New Orleans to lose. Those are 2 really good teams. You need to lose, and then you need to win. So, I mean, they'll still play hard. I don't think they have a lot to play for, though. They could be resting people as well, potentially.
Absolutely. So, in terms of the rest of the schedule for the week, we are going to keep grinding on these lineups to fill them out for our members. So if you haven't joined us yet, jump in. The great thing about membership with us is that whichever one you pick, you get access to all of our sports. So you're going to get our NFL lineups all the way through the Super Bowl for every slate. You're going to get our NBA lineups for every slate, and we're are in the middle of a little roll here. We're going to keep it going. Winning on FanDuel, where we give out the full cash lineup and the GPP lineup. And then on DraftKings, the coach's clipboard with core plays and pivots. And we do that for all of our sports. So jump in with us if you want the sports betting offer. Look below on the screen on YouTube for the details. BetUS.com.pa. Use the promo code CoachTalk, all one word. And that $149 deposit on BetUS, you get to use it. And you get the free membership with us all the way until April 1st. So it's unbeatable. Grab it here at the end of the year while you can. If you're not into the sports betting, just go to our website. You can see it at the top of the screen, dfscoachtalk.com, and sign up there, and we'll get you into our Discord with an email. In terms of social media, if you have any questions, reach out to us at DFS Coach Talk on Twitter. You can find Shane at DET Sports Shane. I'm at Language Olympic, and the coach is at JOESARVADI. So on your way out, if you could, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit that alarm bell so you get the notification when our other podcasts post. Make sure to check out the wide receiver tight end show for Week 17 and the running backs show, all available on YouTube and everywhere else that podcasts can be found. All right. On behalf of Shane Caldwell and the rest of the DFS Coach Talk team, I am Andrew Hansen. We'll see you on the next episode as we look to crush it in DFS.